The biggest reason why softball worked for me was because I wanted desperately to play for my brother's Little League baseball team, and I couldn't at that time. That was a time when girls just weren't allowed to play with the boys' team. Softball has been my life. It's been my life probably through high school and on up, because it's everything I do. And it's not just a job here. It's something that, I'm one of the fortunate people in the world who can work at something I love so much, and it's a passion. And I can't imagine being any other place, doing any other thing. This is everything. If I was coaching at Cal State Fullerton, and I had been coaching at Cal State Fullerton for a number of years, I believe the total was like 10 years, and I was an assistant coach, and I was ready to move on, and I was looking for an opportunity to possibly get into a head coaching position. I took about a $10,000 pay cut, but when you're doing what you love to do, the money doesn't really mean that much. So I actually commuted an hour and a half the first year that I worked here as a coach. So, you know, it was something I wanted to do.
I think the best thing about coaching is getting to meet all those kids and watching them grow and watching their lives grow and take shape. And all of them come here with a different story, and you get to be a part of that story and help them shape it.
Since I was little, I've always had this attitude, like, issue. I've been kicked off teams because of it. I've been suspended. And when that happens, it really makes you think twice about yourself. And it's really hard to deal with, but Coach has always given me chances. And it's so great that she does, because if she didn't believe in me, I probably wouldn't be on the team anymore. If she really didn't believe that I could play and I could really work on the things that I needed to besides playing, then I wouldn't be here. And that's the best part, is that she always has believed in me, and she's always had faith in me. And she's told me that. She's like, last year I struggled last year with my season. I played well defensively, but my hitting was not near what it had ever been. And she kept telling me, you know, you're going to do it. You're going to keep up, keep going, and I'm going to keep you in there. And she did. And I'm really glad she did, because I learned so much about myself last year. I didn't exactly come out of it by the end of the year, but it helped with this year, and this year's been just so much better.
One of the philosophies that I know as a coaching staff we really work hard to drive into the players is, you're going to take this on later in life. You don't realize it now, but what you do on that field is going to help you tremendously in an interview and when you actually get that job. One of the other quotes that Coach Van Wyk has brought up a lot is, the road to success is always under construction. That quote's really important to us, because we've won the Mountain West Conference the last 2 years in a row. But you can't be satisfied with that. You can't be satisfied until you get to the top and until you win the College World Series. So in that aspect, it's always under construction, and you can never settle for anything. You've got to always be working to get better and better and better.
Every game is a learning experience, regardless of outcome, and that's what we try to preach. It's a process. It's a long road, and even at the end of this road this year, we won't be where I want us to be eventually. Life is one great big competition, and unfortunately here in America, more so than anywhere in the world. And competition, I think, brings out the best in you, and if you're good at it, it brings out the best in you. And what these girls have to learn is that that it forces you to work hard. It forces you, with that hard work, to do things you didn't imagine you were capable of, and that helps you build character and build confidence. And most of these girls, when we first started the season, thought they could never run 2 miles. And after we've run 2 or 3 miles, sometimes they feel so proud of themselves and so good about what they've accomplished. And I think that's a huge factor in what we do. And every skill that we have out here on the softball field, you know, they're gonna be able to bring it back out there in life. When we talk about you know, working as hard as you can, running through this fence to catch a ball if you have to. When you go out and go after a job, you may have to find some fences to run through to get that job and work that hard to get it. There are different kinds of fences, but they're still there, and there's still going to be obstacles that you have to go through to make it in life. It's hard seeing them leave, but there are times when you think that they've been here long enough. But yes, it's very difficult seeing them leave, especially those who you know have worked so hard to accomplish what they've accomplished, and they've gained an appreciation for you and for your pushing them, and you've gained a mutual respect, and I think that that's the hardest part. At the end of the day, I want them to feel like they have done everything humanly possible to make it the best day they could have. And when and if they've done that, then they will feel successful. The outcome will be irrelevant. It will be about the process and how hard they've worked at the process that will make them feel good, and they won't have to worry about outcomes. Yeah, there are very few opportunities, unfortunately, after they graduate. Once their eligibility is up, there are very few opportunities. There is a professional league that is starting up again, and there are, I think, 8 teams right now, and they are traveling around the country to each other, and they'll do some exhibitions in different cities. There is an opportunity to go overseas and play, some in Holland, some in Italy, some in Czechoslovakia, in New Zealand and Australia. Those are outside leagues that some of which can pay them to be a part of their team. The majority will, after their college eligibility is up, maybe play 1 or 2 years in a women's open league, but that will it's not something that can pay you. It's a hobby, and it costs money to be a part of a team, and oftentimes we'll lose them because they can't afford to take the time away from work to play or to pay for the trips and so on that they have to pay for. So we lose them that way. So unfortunately, there are not very many opportunities for them after college. Many of them will learn after they've lost softball, after their eligibility has ended. They will learn how big a part of their life this was, and they'll miss it. And so I think probably 5 or 10 of them will come back and decide whatever level, maybe it's Bobby Sox, maybe it's a Bobby Sox team, and maybe it evolves into a Division I team, but they will come back to it and want to be a part of it as a coach, and I think that they'll find that as rewarding and offers much different challenges than what playing did. I hope that they leave here and always say that it was a great experience, that they wouldn't change anything for the world. I hope they leave here and feel like, you know, that they made the right decision and enjoyed every part of it. It was difficult, but that they enjoyed every bit of it and can look back now and really, really respect what happened and appreciate all the experiences that they had.